Interstellar YouTube channel. Today we're going to be speaking about setting reasonable goals, or how you should be setting goals. I don't like using the word realistic because I do believe that the only limitations that you have are the ones that you put upon yourself. But with these goals, when I first got into the self-help, law of attraction, mindset, law of assumption space, I was listening to people like Earl Nightingale and Bob Proctor and Neville Goddard kind of came a bit later, but the guy that wrote Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, and they were all talking about having this huge goal, having this goal that's unfathomable to your mind and that will change your entire life. And every single time that I did, I noticed in myself and in others that there was a bit of demotivation or feeling demoralized when you didn't achieve the goal. So I started to wonder, why exactly that is, and the truth is that it's not enough. It's not enough to think in that way. It's like you go into the gym. I just got back from the gym, so I'm thinking about the gym. You just go into the gym, and you go and try and lift 200 kg. You're probably gonna walk out injured, whether it's a deadlift or a squat or a bench. Hopefully not bench by yourself, but if you tried something like that, you'd more than likely injure yourself. Why? Because your muscles aren't ready for that yet. I realized I wasn't ready for that, and the same way you build yourself up in increments and push your body, to the limits when you go to the gym. Your mind is also a muscle. That's the way that I've been thinking about this lately. I got that from a gentleman called Nero Knowledge. You should look him up on YouTube. He's really good. But yeah, so your mind is a muscle, and you got to build up these steps in these goals in increments, achieving these goals in increments. When I was earning only £500 a month working part time, maybe even a little bit less than that, I would always be setting this goal of like 10k or 20k or 30k a month. And I think that's mainly because social media, I'd seen some stuff online and I was like, yeah, you know what, this sounds great. I was like, I'll just do this. I'll do 10k a month. And at the time I was working part time in a retail shop. Obviously I was going to school and I was learning how to trade. And I was like trying to force the 10k to come from the trading, which again is another story in itself. You should never try and force how it happens. Only know what you desire and be in the fulfilled state of it. So when I had gotten to a point where I was sick of that and I was sick of setting these big goals, I started to seek mentorship, and I found a gentleman who told me to set two goals. He was set a goal that's not that far from where you are, and then set a bigger one. And he told me to set my goals yearly, which I have since changed. I now set my goals quarterly. I think monthly might be a bit too frequent, depending on what you're doing. But quarterly, I set a bigger goal, every single quarter, and then I set a smaller goal. So, for example, the goal might be to hit 5k a month, right? Let's just say, or to withdraw 10k, or just something like that, to achieve a certain level of funding, or to grow your portfolio, like just whatever it is. You have a goal, and then depending on how big that goal is or how far it is from where you are, I'd set another goal which would be a little bit closer or a little bit further away. So, for example, when I was, let's say, working full time, and obviously I'm earning a full time salary, my lower goal was just to double that salary. It was just that in a month, just earn double that amount. And then the second goal was obviously to hit 10k a month. So when I hit the first goal, it unlocked this level of like dopamine, or like, yeah, I can do this. Like, this is working. It makes sense. And as long as the two goals aren't conflicting, I think, that's perfectly fine. And then I went and hit the second goal as well. And the reason for that was the goal is important, but it's about how you feel and who you are. The universe has a language of frequency, of emotion. If you're vibration, if you're walking around all the time, like, yeah, like I'm reading my affirmations in the morning, and then in the nighttime or throughout the day, I'm like, oh, this isn't going to work, or people have talked me out of my goal. I'm then going to obviously, it's conflicting. The universal law doesn't work only when you're reading the affirmations. It's working all the time, which is why when you set sometimes a smaller goal, you don't get that demoralized or demotivated feeling. You don't start feeling like, oh, I can't do this throughout the day or throughout the weeks. So that would be obviously my number one piece of advice for yourself. And the second thing is I stopped telling people what my goals were. When you start sharing it with too many people, you get the same dopamine release as actually doing the actions for it. Oh, like I'm going to complete this coding course, or I'm going to do this educational thing, or I'm going to do this financial thing, or I'm going to get a new job. Like you don't need to tell anybody. Just set your goal, keep it to yourself, and go about your day. Go about your day. Now, as a proactive tip to change your mindset and change your vibration, one thing that I would do, and I've got it here. I don't want to like show it, but like I'll like show. There you go. You got like a little glimpse of it. It's me writing out a mental declaration, an affirmation that's linked to my goal. So, for example, let's say your goal was to make a lot of money. You could write the exact amount. You could just write I am, obviously in the present tense. I am earning 20k a month, 5k a month, 4k a month, whichever number you want. Or it can be generic, and I do both. It could be something like money finds me so easily, or money flows to me easily and effortlessly, or I have so much money I don't know what to do with it. Affirmations that I've seen other people do online, obviously on TikTok, I think they call it lucky girl syndrome. Fair, like if you just go through some of their affirmations, it does work as well. But I write that out as a way of mental reprogramming, because what you also have to consider is all the programming that you have, which is what I didn't consider in the first place. If you've come from a poorer background, or a background where things had to be like really hard, or you had to work really hard, these things play an impact within your goals as well. Because setting the goal and doing the affirmations and just like visualizing it every day and working hard, it's not enough until it's who you are on the inside. So I spent a long time rewiring my beliefs around money. Growing up where there were certain situations and they had seeped into my adulthood, I realized I need to get rid of those things. And sometimes that's what it is. It's not about learning something new or setting a new goal or reading this book. It's about stripping away what you already have. And obviously, if you don't know what that is right now, I would advise maybe spending a bit of time introspectively looking to see what sort of beliefs do you have. Because when you're a child, you're essentially a sponge. You'll believe everything. You'll believe everything that's said to you. And it will seep into the back of your subconscious. I know you're I'm just saying into your head, but yeah, it'll go into your subconscious, and it might impact you in ways that you don't even understand or realize. Like, for example, it might not even be just about money. It can be about relationships or feeling worthy. There are people who maybe at a young age or very I don't know what the word is, but like relationships that weren't working. That maybe they were constantly arguing, and that's like all in your brain, and you have to like get rid of all of that stuff to get rid of all of the habits. Most of your habits and behaviors are programmed, so it would be a great help to yourself if you went through all of those and decided to change and reprogram. I wouldn't try and reprogram too many at once. Just start with the one that you maybe care about the most, and just go through, reprogram that every single day. I'm telling myself the exact same thing. Like, whatever, it doesn't matter what I see in the 3D. Like, I'm just telling myself every single day, like, that I have a lot of money, that that I'm really lucky, that things just work out. I think it's Abraham Hicks who they've got this like audio which is like everything works out for me every single time. Like, just look these people up. I think it's a great help to yourself if you were to do that. I'll see you in the next video.